Welcome to the Champions League preview show. It is back. This is game week 1 then, Tuesday and Wednesday, 6th and 7th of September. And we've got some really good ties for game week 1. Celtic, Real Madrid, PSG, Juve, City away at Seville, Rangers away in Amsterdam playing Ajax. That's going to be a quality fixture. It's good to see those two back in the Champions League, Celtic and Rangers. It really is. You can guarantee every fixture for them is kind of like a little final. They'll take many fans as well, many fans that won't have tickets, and then obviously when they welcome teams like Real Madrid to Scotland, it's going to be some night. Looking at both of these teams, especially after the Old Firm at the weekend, Celtic are just clearly in a better position to be playing Champions League football. But don't write Rangers off. They got to the Europa League final last year, didn't they? So they've got pedigree, and they'll want to continue those good times. Liverpool in Napoli as well. That'll be a bit of a tricky game. You could see Jurgen Klopp did have one eye on that during the Merseyside derby. Some of the substitutions possibly a little bit strange. Maybe Artemello will start this game, given that it's in Italy. He's come from playing in Italy. It's probably a better time to give him his debut as opposed to throwing him into the team against Everton at the weekend. That might not have been the smartest move. Barcelona hosting Victoria. You would expect them to get off with a win. Atletico Madrid hosting Porto. That should be a good game. What I'm going to do now is take a look at some of these games in a bit more detail. We can check out the start to the season that some of these teams have made in their respective leagues. You would expect Manchester City to get the job done in Spain. This is the last 25 games for Seville. And you can see one win in, 7 is it? Failed to score in 3 of those games. They're the things I would take away from this. They beat Cadiz 1-0 at home. Doesn't scream confidence, does it? We can look at Manchester City during the same period, and the defeats are sporadic, and they're to Liverpool, Real Madrid and Liverpool. Just on cards as well for Seville, when they play at home, interestingly, in 93% of games, the opponent has received 2 or more cards. So that says to me that they're quite a tricky team. They try and get at you, quite forward thinking, but again, you've got to factor in the recent form. You've got to factor in the opponent that it is, Man City. PSG hosting Juve, and as you might expect, really, when you look at the recent results for PSG, not many reds recently anyway. Juventus, it's a little bit different. They're drawing too many games, aren't they? Especially recently. Not prolific either. And away from home, that is a little bit of a surprise, isn't it? That they are winless in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away games. When was the last time that happened for Juve? Let's look at the overall stats for this as well. Still pretty high for PSG given the league, of course. 48% though for Juve, so clearly when they're at home as well, they do well by half time. First half goals 1.64 for PSG and 0.83. So Juventus haven't actually been scoring that much recently. 1-0, 2-0 max or something, it looks like. They're just not scoring too many goals at the minute. I think PSG will get the better of them here. And the bookies agree, it seems. 1.33 for PSG hosting Juventus. Quite surprised by that. I having thought about it and looked at the game and whatnot, I do think PSG are going to be too much for Juventus to handle. But 1.33, I mean, I can't remember the last time Juve were 7.5 for a Champions League victory. I think it shows the strength of PSG. Celtic hosting Madrid, coming off the back of a fantastic win in the Old Firm, a commanding win. It was 3-0 at half time, wasn't it? That's not good for Rangers, but on the other side of the coin, what a boost for Celtic coming into this first game week of the Champions League, hosting Real Madrid, champions Real Madrid. The two teams last met in 2012. It was a 2-0 victory to Real Madrid, and we can see that they're both in pretty good form. Real Madrid have started the season incredibly well, but they are conceding goals. 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 2-1. It's kind of like the Zidane's Real Madrid. They used to just sort of win 4-2, 2-1, 3-2 quite often. So yeah, defensively there's room for improvement, it seems, for Real Madrid. If we look at the away games, they've conceded in the last 3 away games. and they've conceded in the last 4 total, with each game ending with BTTS. I wouldn't bet against Celtic scoring. They're going to be absolutely buzzing, and double chance 2.25 could be one of those nights. Who knows? They're playing really well. The football that Celtic play is pretty good. I think this season they're going to be too good for the Scottish League. I think they're showing it already. So they will relish being in the Champions League now, and this is going to be a massive game for them. And I wouldn't write them off. And 1.75 for BTTS seems probably about right, to be honest. I will set an alert on that, and just tell me when it hits evens, and then I'll monitor it from that point on. Rangers will be desperate to bounce back, forget about what happened at the weekend in the Old Firm. Humiliated, so they've got to dust themselves off and get ready for this big game away at Ajax. The bookies really do favour Ajax to get the job done here. The odds have risen ever so slightly during the time that these went live. So for Rangers, obviously they were doing okay, but then Celtic may have knocked the confidence a little bit. On the road, patchy. Ajax really are quite strong at home. If we look at the goals scored percentages here, scored 2 or more 87% of games. Yeah, they do score for fun. A few goals conceded there, actually. 5 conceded to PSV. Atmosphere will be electric. I'm just looking forward to watching, whenever I can, the games of the 2 Scottish teams in the Champions League. Tottenham welcome Marseille. I think this could be a great game to watch. Might be a tight game tactically, but just these 2 teams going at it, I'm really excited for that. Tottenham have started well, and they've got that kind of burning desire in the team, and they're a bit of a horrible team to play against this year in the way that they play. There's a bit of gamesmanship, a lot of gamesmanship from some of the players. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think maybe some of the stuff Richarlison does sometimes is a little bit of a bad thing. You don't want to go too far. Marseille come into this 4 wins on the bounce, 3 clean sheets in a row as well, unbeaten in 6 games. That's a good start, isn't it? They've matched PSG, Marseille, so what more can you ask for in this division? If you match PSG, usually doing something right. Let's take a look at last season's table, see where they finished. They finished 2nd in Liga 1, so yeah, this won't be an easy game by any means for Tottenham, and I don't believe they will think that for one moment. So that is the preview show. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you are betting on. Who are you supporting? Who do you think will win these first games? Will there be any surprises? Will Seville do anything against Manchester City? Could Juventus upset the odds? And it seems weird to say that, doesn't it, when we're talking about Juventus in the Champions League, but 7.5 was the price for them. Benfica you would expect to win. Ajax Rangers, BTTS maybe, looks okay there. Same with Liverpool at Napoli. Barca to score 2 or more maybe. Atletico against Porto, under 2.5, but it's a tough one to call. Maybe a 1-0 win there for Atletico Madrid. Inter hosting Bayern. I didn't touch on this game, but I think that'll be a good game. I think Bayern will be too strong though.